Make today iconic. What is up, guys? It's Upcom Sports back with another realistic rebuild. In this one, we're doing the Brooklyn Nets Super Realistic Rebuild Series Part 2. If you haven't seen Part 1, I will put the link in the description so you guys can check that out. Hope you guys are having a wonderful Thanksgiving break, and hope you guys are spending some time with your family, all that jazz. But if you're watching this video, we're going to get right into it. And obviously we have the number 2 pick in the draft, and I think I'm going to take Isaiah Todd here, even though Evan Mobley looks good too. If you guys do remember, we do have the storylines on, so either one of them could be a bust or they could be a superstar, but we are going to go with Isaiah Todd here. I just have a gut feeling that he's going to be pretty solid for us. And in this draft, we also have the 9th pick, and we're going to take this point guard. I'm not too sure if he's going to be good for us. Doesn't have too high of a potential, but maybe that'll go up. We'll see. And here in free agency, Jarrett Allen is a free agent. He is restricted, but I feel like it's time to pay him. And he's not asking for too much. 15 mil goes up to about 19 mil. And we'll get the job done with that. And we will also look for some other free agents, but for now, that's just what we're going to do. And here, we're also going to try to sign Jxmmi, add a little depth at the backcourt positions. And he's a pretty good defender, so if D'Angelo Russell or Langford go down, or even any of our backcourt guys, he'll step in right away. But anyways, here's the roster for the 4th season. D'Angelo Russell, Jarrett Allen, Musa, Caris LeVert, Rondae Hollis-Jefferson, DeAndre Hunter, Tracy Lynch, Isaiah Todd, Jxmmi. Romeo Langford actually did get injured in the offseason. I'm not sure how, maybe at a training, but so we are going to send the 9th pick in the draft, Helly, to the G League, just because he's not going to get any playing time on this roster this season at least. And Isaiah Todd does have 86 potential, so pretty good. So here's the rotation with Romeo Langford out for a bit. Caris LeVert's going to start at the 2 guard, and then DeAndre Hunter is also going to start, but pretty much the same rotation as we've been playing, except for Romeo Langford. So it's been about 2 weeks, and now Romeo Langford is back and healthy, so we'll make sure to put him back into the rotation. Musa is going to get a little bit less minutes. Actually, he's not going to get any minutes really here at all, and then Langford will fill in for him. So here, a big hit to our backcourt depth. Caris LeVert is going to be injured for 4 to 6 weeks, but that's why we signed Jxmmi. He's going to be getting some minutes here, and we will see if we can get him some playing time, or even Musa can fill in there. So it's been about 4 weeks, and Caris LeVert has healed from his injury, so we'll put him back into this rotation. Pretty much Musa is going to be going in and out of the rotation. I don't really see him as a franchise piece for us, so he might get traded in a package. I don't know yet. So here at the All-Star break, D'Angelo Russell has been selected to the 2022 Team Kawhi All-Star team. He's having a really good season so far, so hopefully he can keep it up and get us to the playoffs. So here at the trade deadline, we're going to check out how we're doing as a team. We're 23-31, so that's not good at all. But we're only 2 games behind the Bulls, who are the 8th seed. So hopefully we can come back and compete for a playoff spot. So as the GM of this team, I feel like it's time to make a big move. And the Wizards, we all know how they've been doing in real life. And in this simulation, they're doing still horrible. So they're going to obviously look to trade their pieces. We're going to go after Bradley Beal, get D'Angelo Russell some backcourt help. And we're going to offer up Caris LeVert, Tracy Lynch, a very good prospect, still very young, Jxmmi also, and we will get back Alec Burney just to make the salaries match up. And we will also give them an unprotected first-round pick, and I'm not sure if 2 first-round picks, or we'll give them We'll give them some seconds, actually. 2 seconds, I think, is fair. They're not doing good at all, so they get younger. Tracy Lynch still has a lot of potential. Karis LeVert, they get a player who can contribute right now, and also Dante Exum for their backcourt. And Bradley Beal's having a really nice season. Very good three-point shooter. Average to above average defender. So after that big trade, this is what the rotation is looking like. D'Angelo Russell, Bradley Beal. Langford is going to move to the small forward, which I think he can play pretty well. He's pretty big for his size at shooting guard, 6'6". So another big hit right here. Romeo Langford, our starting small forward, out 2 to 4 weeks. Gonna be a big hit right here. Hopefully he comes back ready and healthy, but it looks like Hunter is gonna go into the starting small forward spot. Very good defender. Obviously not a huge scorer, but the defense will make up for that, and we'll see what happens. Maybe we can stay afloat and fight for that 8th spot in the East. As you guys can see, Bradley Beal is also a little bit banged up, but I just reduced his minutes a little bit. No need for him to rest. And yet another one of our small forwards is getting injured here, DeAndre Hunter. That's going to be pretty bad, because now Musa's probably going to have to start at shooting guard, and then Bradley Beal's going to have to play the 3. And maybe Evan Turner is going to have to get some minutes here. One of our only small forwards off the bench. I guess Rondé Hollis-Jefferson could play the 3, but I'd rather play Musa at the 2, get some scoring from him, and then Beal can obviously play the 3, but not looking good right now. We're still battling for a playoff spot, and this is just going to set us back a lot. Very good news here. Romeo Langford is back and healthy, so he'll fill that small forward void that we have for now. And Musa's still going to get minutes. Evan Turner probably will not get any more minutes now that Langford is back. And yeah, the rotation will pretty much go back to being what it was, except for DeAndre Hunter not being on the bench. So for this season, Russell Westbrook's going to win the MVP on the Thunder, Jalen Green on the Mavericks, LaMelo Ball on the Hawks, and Steve Kerr Coach of the Year. D'Angelo Russell on the All-NBA third team, averaging about 20 and 7, 1.4 steals. And Isaiah Todd on a rookie team. Pretty good stats from him. So if we check out the standings, we were actually the 12th seed. So those injuries really cost us a lot. We were battling for a playoff spot up until probably the last 2 weeks. And yeah, the injuries just really caught up with us. But here are the stats. Bradley Beal had a pretty good season for us. Langford, yeah, he was injured most of the season. So it looks like the Sixers and the Warriors are going to battle it out in the NBA Finals. Let's see if the Warriors are still dominant. They do win in 5. Curry Finals MVP. So obviously we saw what happened last year. We didn't have enough depth at small forward. We're going to get a nice small forward here, Kelly Oubre, on a pretty good deal. He can shoot the 3 ball as well. So here's a roster for this season, the 5th season, I believe. And Bradley Beal is our best player with D'Angelo Russell. I really like the backcourt. It's an all-star backcourt. Bradley Beal did make the all-star team last season, along with D'Angelo Russell. So definitely a good backcourt, and our front court's not too shabby. Langford obviously is coming about into his full potential, but yeah, here's the rotation. You guys can check that out and pause it, and we will check out system proficiency. We'll probably still run we have a new coach, so we did fire the old coach, so I'm not sure what's gonna work. So already very early in the season, and Rondé Hollis-Jefferson goes down with an injury. He is a bench player, but he's pretty crucial in our success, especially our depth at power forward. And it looks like we're probably going to have Bruno Fernando play a bit more, and Kelly Oubre will fill that small forward / power forward role. So it's been a couple of weeks, and Rondé Hollis-Jefferson looks to be back and fully healthy. We have not had another injury since that injury, so that's pretty good. We're about 1/4 of the way through the season right about now, so not too bad with the injuries, and hopefully we can stay afloat. And here at the All-Star break, it looks like only D'Angelo Russell made the All-Star team. He'll be on Team Steph Curry. I'm not sure why Bradley Beal didn't make it, but... So here at the trade deadline, we're going to check out how we're doing so far. See if we need to make any trades. We are 24-30, so not as bad as last season at the trade deadline, but still pretty bad. But the East is still pretty weak, so we have a chance anyway. So some bad news here. Romeo Langford has suffered a bruised hip. It's nothing too bad. He won't have to sit out, but he is going to get less minutes and come off the bench. DeAndre Hunter is going to fill that role pretty easily. I think either of them could start either way, so doesn't affect nothing. So this is actually a big hit for us. Bradley Beal is going to be out 4 to 6 weeks with an injury. So now DeAndre Hunter will obviously go into the starting lineup and Langford will go to the shooting guard. But that's a huge hit for us. Bradley Beal is playing really good, and obviously he is an all-star, so he's gonna impact the game in many ways. And now we just lose him for 4 to 6 weeks. I'm not sure if we're gonna get into the playoffs at this point, but still a very solid team. Just one big loss. So we're here close to the end of the season. We have 1 game left, but I wanted to show you guys because this is a huge game. We are fighting to get into the playoffs. The Pacers and us are 1 game apart, and we actually play the Pacers head to head to see who can get into the playoffs. Pretty much a game 7 here to get into the playoffs as the 8th seed. So we're gonna simcast and hop in if it's close, and we'll see what our team can do here. Pretty close game going into the 4th, and neck and neck. It might come down to the wire here. So it is a 3-point game here. We don't have the ball. The Pacers doesn't have the ball, so we need to stop. 3-point game. They have Kemba, they have Oladipo, they have Bledsoe, so this is a very solid backcourt team. They miss and we get the rebound. Jared Allen with a huge rebound, so we're going to have a chance. Langford for 3, hits it. What a clutch shot from Romeo Langford off the nice feed from Russell. And it's tie game here, but we all know what Kemba can do. He went off for 60 just a couple weeks ago, if not a week ago. And Bledsoe just gets to the rack with ease. He has 20 points on 70% shooting from the field. Russell, Mr. Ice in his veins. What's he going to do? Gets it here to Langford. Gets it to Rondae. Tough shot, but he hits it. Pacers call timeout. Let's see what they're going to run out of the timeout. Oladipo's kind of hurt. Goes to the rack. Gets fouled. Big free throws for Oladipo here. He is injured, so that might affect it. He does miss the first one. Can he miss both? Second one is good. Timeout. And let's see what we're going to run here. D'Angelo Russell with the ball. He might have had a step there. I don't know why he didn't go to the rack. But what are we going to do here? Gets it back to D'Angelo Russell. Langford, open shot. Can't hit that one. Jared Allen rebound, and he gets fouled. Big free throws for Jared Allen. Not the best free throw shooter in the world. First one is good, though, to tie the game up. That one was big. Second free throw. Misses. So, tie game. Let's see what we can do. Oladipo still hurt. Oladipo one-on-one against Langford. Can Langford play some defense? Goes to the rack again, and he fouls him. At least it was not an and one. But Langford not playing good defense at all in these final minutes. First free throw is good. Second one is also good, so timeout here. It's going to come down to the final shot. Can they tie it or take the lead? Russell just dribbling the ball. I swear if they're probably going to get a dumb shot here. Yep, 2K is going to give them a dumb shot. ISO with DeAndre Hunter. Let's check out the stats. Kemba Walker, 20 points. Oladipo also 20. Bledsoe also 20. So their backcourt pair got him 60. And D'Angelo Russell tried his best. Pretty good game from him. Langford hit a big shot. Jared Allen with some big rebounds, but just wasn't enough. I don't know why we went to DeAndre Hunter, the least qualified offensively. So Curry's going to win the MVP on the Warriors. Warriors still dominating for some reason. 5 years into the future. But let's see if D'Angelo Russell made another team. He is on the third team again, so pretty much averaging 20 and 7 for his career. Jared Allen on the defensive team. He's been a beast on the defensive side of the ball, so it makes sense. But if we check out the standings, obviously we barely missed the playoffs. That was a playoff game, pretty much a game 7, and we came up short. So we'll have next season, and I think we can make it into the playoffs next season, barring any big injuries. But Bradley Beal, obviously his injury hurt a lot, but we'll see what happens. Let's go ahead and check the team stats. On offense, we were top 10. And on defense, we were also top 10. And this time, it's going to be a Lakers Magic Finals. So, let's see if LeBron can get a ring here against the defensively talented Magic. Kyrie Irving on that team. So, we're probably going to have the 14th pick in the draft. Unless we get super lucky, and we don't. And here with the 14th pick, we're going to take this guy, Pete Rowland. He's only a 70 overall, but he should progress into Bradley Beal's replacement once he is out of his contract. So he'll be a nice project player. So in free agency, Zanan Musa is actually getting a $20 million contract from the Bucks, and we're not going to match that. There's no way. He's not producing for $20 million a season. But here's the roster for the season, the 6th season. Bradley Beal is still our best player. And yeah, just the same team. And I think we're set. We got a lot of depth, especially at the small forward and guard spots. Pete Rowland, we're going to send to the G League, as I said. But here's our rotation. D'Angelo Russell, obviously Bradley Beal, Romeo Langford, Isaiah Todd, Jared Allen. You guys know the rotation. Let's see what happens. Actually, I haven't done player mentorship in a while, so we'll go ahead and do that. Isaiah Todd, still a pretty young player, with Rondé Hollis-Jefferson being his mentor, and Kelly will mentor by D'Angelo Russell. Also, we will go to Romeo Langford, who will be mentored by Bradley Beal. Plus performer badge. So here, a kind of big injury. Jared Allen out 2 to 4 weeks, but we do have Bruno Fernando, who is not really a scorer. Neither one of them is a scorer. They're more about rebounding and defense, so pretty much the same guy, just a little bit younger and less experienced, but should be able to plug and play him there. But here, DeAndre Hunter, small forward, out 4 to 6 weeks. Again, our small forward's having a lot of injury troubles. So Kelly Oubre is going to get a chance to play here with DeAndre Hunter being out. And again, Romeo Langford and Hunter having a lot of injury issues. We might have to get someone there in the future. So here in the month of December, and DeAndre Hunter has come back from his injury, so we'll get him back into the rotation. I mean, they haven't had major injuries, but it's just a lot of injuries, and it seems like D'Angelo Russell and Jared Allen and Isaiah Todd are really not getting injured. But here, Bradley Beal has a minor injury as well. So does Romeo Langford, but he actually needs to sit out. So we will have to get Kelly Oubre some minutes again. And Bradley Beal will just reduce his playing time. But yeah, Kelly Oubre getting a lot of minutes here in this season. And yet another injury here before the trade deadline. Rondé Hollis-Jefferson this time. Some big bench pieces and some starters. But we're still winning a lot of games, surprisingly, for having a lot of injuries. But we might need to get some more healthy players. I don't know. And yet another injury to one of our forwards. This time Isaiah Todd. Just as I said, he doesn't get injured, he gets injured. Only 1 to 2 weeks, so Rondé Hollis-Jefferson is ready to go. He'll fill his spot for now, and we'll be ready to go almost at the trade deadline. So here at the All-Star selections, we actually have 2 All-Stars on the team again. D'Angelo Russell on Team Steph and Bradley Beal on Team Giannis. So here at the trade deadline, we are actually doing really good. We are the 5th seed, 33-23 record. So hopefully we can maintain that and have no more injuries. But and Isaiah Todd is ready to go. So we will get him into this lineup for probably Rondae Hollis-Jefferson. A lot of small injuries here and there, but nothing major so far. And hopefully it stays that way, because we will be in the playoffs and we don't need any injuries for then. So we're here at the contract extension deadline, and D'Angelo Russell we are going to extend for another 4 years. And we'll pay him his money. He's been doing really well for us, averaging 20 and 7. Big injury alert here. Bradley Beal out 4 to 6 weeks heading into the playoffs. That is a huge hit for our team. I'm not sure how we're gonna make up for this, but obviously we got a lot of young pieces that can fill that role. And Kelly Oubre will again get some minutes here. DeAndre Hunter will probably be inserted into the starting lineup. But since Bradley Beal is out for that amount of time, we have to sign a free agent shooting guard. Dante DiVincenzo, we're going to offer a contract to, see if he accepts this. And he does. So Stephen Curry is the MVP again in the 6th season already. And there you guys see the awards. Anthony Davis still getting Defensive Player of the Year. And we'll see if anyone made it onto an All-NBA team or a defensive team. Jared Allen on the defensive team, averaging over 2 blocks a game. But D'Angelo Russell did not find himself on the team. Standings, we were the 2nd seed. So we actually, with all of those injuries and the injury to Bradley Beal, we managed to stay afloat. Probably on the defensive side of the ball. And we'll be playing the Magic in the first round, who were the champions last year, and they have Kyrie Irving. So very tough matchup. Bradley Beal is still out, probably for this whole playoff series. At least the first playoff series. Romeo Langford, though, playing pretty well. Isaiah Todd also in his 2nd year playing really good. But so here's the rotation that we're going to be using with Bradley Beal out against the Magic. So we are going to go into an in-depth game plan for the Magic. So basically our game plan for this series is to limit the points that Kyrie Irving can get. Obviously, he's still going to get a lot of buckets. It's Kyrie Irving, but we are going to press up on him, not allow him to get the 3 ball as much. And we're going to go over the screens, and hopefully he can go inside where Jared Allen can block his shots. And we have some interior defense, so that's pretty much the plan. And we are going to put Romeo Langford on Kyrie Irving, and D'Angelo Russell will be on Evan Fournier. Hopefully it works out. If not, then I'll have to make some coaching decisions for next year. So let's see what's going to happen in this playoff series. Game 1, we do lose. Kyrie Irving. Looks like Rondae Hollis-Jefferson led us in scoring, but Kyrie Irving still pretty effective. But yeah, it's pretty much the Kyrie Irving show. If we can shut him down at least in 1 or 2 games, then we have a real shot here. But D'Angelo Russell scoring his points, getting his buckets. Kyrie Irving still making a lot of threes. I'm not sure if the game plan is working to perfection. Obviously it's not, but we are up 2-1, so it must be working to some extent. And we are limiting Kyrie Irving's points at least in some games. So he's not going off for 30 every game, but he is going off for 40. And Bradley Beal is back for game 4. So that's going to be huge. He is going to be guarding Kyrie Irving. And Kyrie still goes off. Yeah, we're not going to stop Kyrie, but if we can make it tough for him, then I don't think anyone else on this team is going to make plays. It's pretty much Kyrie Irving and Fournier. A little bit of Aaron Gordon. So, series tied 2-2. We're going to simcast. Huge game here. Can we take a huge advantage? We do win 115 to 104. D'Angelo Russell playing really well. Bradley Beal just doing enough. He's probably going to progress into it. So, Kyrie Irving's been hitting a lot of threes in this playoff series. So, I'm not sure if the game plan was the best to choose, but we are going to win here in 6 games and be moving on to the second round. But yeah, I guess the game plan did really work, and we'll game plan for the next team accordingly. So that's going to do it for part 2 of this series. If you guys want to see part 3, then leave a like. If we get to 10 likes, I'll drop it immediately. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe.
Brxnks Truck, I'm young, flying ice up. 100-yard dash, I had to run my price up. Boss your life up.